to my channel, Nonna's Italian Kitchen. Today, I have a lot of wonderful helpers in my kitchen, and they are my four grandsons. And the oldest grandchild is going to make guacamole for you. So, here's our ingredients. First, of course, we have beautiful avocados fresh from the market, cilantro, garlic, lime, green onions, tomatoes, and a jalapeno pepper. And of course, salt and pepper. Yesterday, one of my grandsons seasoned the molcajete, and it's all ready to go. So the first thing that we're going to do is chop up our ingredients that are not the avocados, because if you do your avocados first, they'll brown. So let's remove everything except what we're going to chop. So let's start with the green onions. So, and there's a TV show on in the background, a sports event. So you're just going to have to listen to that because there's children watching the sports event. All right, so let's get started with chopping the green onions. Let's start with half. And the first thing you want to do is take the little furry, hairy ends off. And I'm gonna he loves to be in the kitchen. And the other day he made all sorts of things for us and likes to make pasta. They love to eat tortellini. Okay, the next thing you do is you slice them about this thin. Okay? And you can do about 3 or 4 at a time. Just punch them up in a bunch. Keep your knife next to your knuckle. Okay, thinner than, yeah, let's see. Let me see how thin that is, but very good. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. Shh. Here's our handy dandy helper, our puppy. It's been a really fun weekend because our 4 grandsons are staying with us over the weekend, and we're watching them while their parents go on a little holiday. There we go. Okay. Okay. Gone. Okay. Don't forget, onions make you cry. So if you need to take a break, always do that. And you want to always cut away from your fingers. A good gauge is to use your knuckle. If you hit your knuckle, it will never go towards your finger because your knuckle will protect. Okay, so that's a good bit. Let's put this in here. Get a little scooper. Oops, lots of runaway onions. Okay, the next thing we're going to start chopping, let's start with our tomatoes. So, are you okay? Ready? Careful. Make sure that your knuckles are next to the knife blade. Good, very good, nice slices. Okay, watch your knuckle. All right, so now you got to cut those into slivers that way. What you should do is stack it. Very good. Nice slices. These are fresh from our garden. These are Romas. You want to use Roma tomatoes. They have a nice firmness to them. Okay, so let's put these in a little bowl. Okay, the next thing you want to do is always keep your board clean. Oops. All right. Now, what are we going to chop up next? Let's see. We can chop up some cilantro. So I'm going to do that for you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to just take a whole bunch like that. I got this recipe on my blog if you need to go get it, because it's really super simple. You just kind of eyeball everything. When you make it so many times, you don't need to even add measurements. But cilantro is absolutely a must to put in guacamole. And we like ours really full of stuff and chunky. It's really good that way. Okay, let me get that. What do we have left? We have, the garlic is already chopped up. Okay, so we don't need to do that. The next thing we need is the green chili. And I have it here somewhere. Here it is. Okay, so when you're doing this, make sure you don't put your fingers back in your eyes to scratch your eye or rub your eye, because they're really hot. So we're only going to use a little bit because some of the grandsons don't like these. So we're just going to use a little bit, okay? I'm going to stick that in with the onions. And next is the fun part. It's the avocados. So we're going to put it in this special Mexican, how do you say it again?
Mocajate.
Mocajate. All right, he seasoned this yesterday correctly with all of the right things. Rice and what was the other one? Garlic was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. Garlic. Look at that brand new, beautiful perfect avocado with no blemishes. Hi, who is here? Lopez Yulteen? Where are you from? Well, just say hello when you can. We're here. Okay, one more. This is a total of 2 avocados. Hi, Lopez. Do you make guacamole? I bet you have a really good recipe. Okay, now we're going to pound it. This is so cool. It's the real deal. Not using a fork, not using a spoon. Oops, dropped a little bit. Okay, now you don't want to get it too mushy because we're going to add everything else in. See. Okay, now we're going to start adding in the green onions and a little bit of jalapeno pepper. Now you want to use a spoon with this one. You don't want to use this anymore because they're going to smash everything. So this is when you do start to use a spoon or a fork. Okay. All right. Now, that's good. Let's add in the tomatoes now. Okay, very good. Like I said, we like ours really chunky. So, keep going. I think we need to get a bowl and transfer everything to a bigger bowl. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to help him out here because this is really heavy. We're going to put this in a bowl to make it easier to mix all these ingredients instead of this. So, the next thing we're going to do, excuse my hand, I just put it over the camera. We're going to add in the cilantro. Very important to have cilantro. Yummy, this is going to be so good. Okay, stir it up real well. I think we might need to put another avocado in there. Sometimes you just have to eyeball everything. Okay, now let's put the garlic in. Put in half of that, buddy. Just half of that. That's good. There you go. All right. Next, last but not least, see, you can't even see as many tomatoes are in there. Last but not least, let's do a squeeze of lime. Okay, that's good. Let's start that way. Stir it up. And give it a taste when you're ready. What you think? Let me see your thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. That's how we make our to die for guacamole. Now, We haven't even added salt and pepper yet. So that's something we'll check here in a minute. So thanks for joining us and tell us where you're from. Ciao, ciao.